Here we go. Guys, welcome back to the Joyish Kingdom. Welcome back to Tea Time, episode 45. Me and Tom in the house. It's been a little minute. It's been a fucking long minute, actually. So we're honestly, this is going to be like a catch up for a few minutes in the beginning. Then we'll talk about all the things, but we are going to talk about a lot of shit. So I've been on Twitter a lot and focusing on Twitter as a main hub, as a main engine, as a main platform over YouTube, over TikTok, over pretty much everything else. If you guys have noticed that my content has literally dwindled down and is on it's a skeleton of what it used to be. It's a corpse of what it used to be. It's just podcast clips. I don't have time. I don't have energy to do anything else. So we're going to talk about Twitter influencers versus TikTok live stream hosts versus YouTube shows, because they're all blowing up at the same. Well, actually, everything but YouTube shows is blowing up right now. Clearly, everything but is blowing up, and why that has happened. I figured out why. It's not a huge secret, but it's kind of a secret. Why Twitter Spaces has blown up. Why TikTok's host streams debates have blown up. We're gonna talk about that. We're talking about the best hosts on Twitter you should be following. The growth hacks that I picked up that has been working well for me. We're gonna talk about Logan Paul and the CryptoZoo criminal fucking scam that happened. Like literally, this is bad, dude. This is really, really bad. Like it seems like he's fucked. I'm not gonna lie. Elon Musk resigns as Twitter CEO, will run software, and he's gonna be the main guy running the software side of it. Is apparently what's going on. Sam Bankman pleads guilty in the pleads not guilty, but then his girlfriend pleaded guilty. So I don't know what's going on. There's some kind of politics going on, and then we have China. I don't know if you guys remember from a Tea Time show probably 3 or 4 weeks ago. We talked about Japan jumping into the metaverse. China has said they're coming into the metaverse now with a much bigger statement, I guess. So we're gonna talk all the things. But anyways, Tom, good to see you, bro.
Bro, it is so good to see you. It's been like we feel like it's been 6 weeks, but it's only been 3 weeks. So first up, Happy New Year to all of you motherfuckers out there. And of course, we've got our boy Andres, who is our number one hero, our number one fan. We've got Ash Robin piling in. Number 2 hero, number 2 fan.
Should we invite after our catch up? After we catch up, should we throw this?
If anyone's free,
into the chat. Okay, all right. I'm gonna throw it into
let's
the
open this up.
I'll do it after we chat.
Yeah,
wait.
We'll do that. First up, what is Andres is saying? Talk about Brazzers. I just quickly, of course.
Yep.
Well, wait. I actually don't know. Did they drop an NFT?
So I just popped this into my Discord last night. So if you're my Discord, you got this noti. So Brazzers, Andres, I did hear about this last night as well. I don't know, maybe even from you. I forget where I heard it from. But yeah, Brazzers has a thing coming out with NFTs. You can sign up with your email. It's basically, I assume it's gonna be some sort of raffle style thing. I signed up with both my emails. I've got like 12 emails because I used to make fake YouTube accounts to like my videos before I had any kind of like engagement back in 2009 and 2010 when I was making soccer videos and trying to get noticed. It didn't work. And I lost the passwords to all those accounts. So now they're just there's a Rachel Knows Best 1 account. There's a Grace Loves Betting 1 account. I forget why those were the usernames, but they just happen to be the usernames. I really want to know your thoughts on it and on the metaverse.
Right. Dude, yeah. Honestly, so I've just sent you the link. I've sent you the link.
All right. Perfect. The sex industry for metaverse related ventures is going to be fucking crazy, dude, because
I mean, you guys don't know, people are saying, yeah,
well, dude, people are saying porn is on the rise right now. Everyone's watching porn, especially in America. Like porn is like at an high, and it's at an all-time high in America.
Well, you know what they say, all of the like the kind of like the turbo nerd YouTubers who are like 20, they're like, no fap, you can't do anything, can't watch porn, it's going to make you a demon. And yeah, we're here to tell you that on the other side, it's fine, man. You'll survive. You just
I have not subscribed to that.
Don't worry about it.
I'm cool with it. Okay, let's actually pull this up right now because he brought it up. Thinking about VR and that's exactly what I was thinking, Andres. Yeah, that's gonna be sick. It's gonna be fucking awesome.
It's actually, but that is what they're saying. They're predicting that the metaverse is going to be one of the biggest use cases of the metaverse is adult content, along with like casinos and gambling. It's going to be a fucking shit show.
Dude, this is So, guys, just type in Brazzers on Twitter. If you're hopefully over the age of 18,
I mean, I googled
literally the link and then add your thing. I would just go to their main page, their verified page. Even though verification means jack shit nowadays. And honestly, it's really annoying because I want to change, like update my Twitter, and I can't because I'll lose my check mark. And I'm paying $8 a month for that check mark. I'm not losing that check mark, all right? Because I don't know how long it's going to take. And apparently, people will change their Twitter thing and they're like, oh, I should be able to get this back in a couple weeks. They never get the check back. And I was like, it's not worth it.
What
too
good. What are you trying to do? What are you trying to do?
Well, I thought about potentially updating my profile picture, like especially those Lensa pictures that came out from the AI thing. Those look pretty cool. Like, did you wait?
Yeah.
Did I post them? I posted one. It looked like I looked a movie character. It was beautiful. Look at this shit. It was like next level shit. I'm not kidding. No, look at this. Hold on.
I don't think you posted enough. I think I only saw like one.
Dude, this one is
I do. Yeah.
I look like an action figure or something. I was like, yo. I was so happy with that, dude. I was really, really happy about that. I didn't jump on the AI train for content. I know me and Ash were talking about this off camera a little bit, but it says Tom looks like a superhero with the lens. Hell yeah!
The only chance I'll ever look like a superhero.
But anyways, dude. So let me actually here we go. Let me pull this up real quick. Guys, if you haven't smashed the like button for me, smash the likes. I don't know where you're in this. We're streaming on like TikTok, Twitter, LinkedIn, and 4 or 5 other places. So I only have control of the YouTube stream. So if you want to hang out with us, join the YouTube stream. Currently, I'm going to glance on the YouTube, see what we've been up to the last 2 weeks. So this is the last stream. It might come as a surprise. We did stream Tea Time 3 weeks ago. I feel like it's been 6 weeks, but I guess we did it 3 weeks ago. I don't actually remember this episode. Do you remember this one?
No.
NFTs and big tech at big plan. Like, I literally have no idea what we talked about in this episode. Anyways, Crypto Wendy came on the show. I went on her show right after this stream. So her show, apparently that's a huge deal. I didn't know how big of a influencer she was until afterwards, really.
Huge.
After became connected and stuff. And then everyone was like, how'd you meet her? And I was like, oh, DM. Cold DM, fam. We've been talking for 6 months. Cold DMs work. Amir Hussein, we had him on from Dark Labs, Dark Echelon. I will be minting Dark Labs. I'm not sure if I'll be flipping. You know, if they move, I know we're friends, but like, listen, Dark Labs is a project for rich people. All right. Dark Labs is a project for concierge service, private jet, like things like that, hooking you up. I'm not at that point in my life yet, but the connections are going to be really good. So I'm still stuck on that. I'm not sure what I'm going to do there. Either way, I don't know. It's a 1 ETH mint. So that's kind of why I'm on the fence there. And then we had Luca Nets, CEO of Pudgy Penguins, talk about life, making money, business, family. Actually, we didn't talk about Pudgy Penguins even for a second because he's already talked about Pudgy Penguins like 700 times on 700 podcasts. And he actually revealed to me that Leap was his favorite show. And Leap is a center of discussion, what we're going to talk about today as far as content creation. And then on the Twitter game, pointing this out into our group chat. I don't want to be the guy to say I called this, but I called this, fam. I put a group chat with all the YouTubers and said, hey, put a full YouTube video, 8 minutes onto Twitter, on the Twitter timeline, and I got 3,000 views. You should do this. And then everyone started doing it, and everyone's getting better engagement. It's amazing. I added it to my business model. I just charged, I think I uploaded like 1 or 2 other past clients and re-uploaded videos onto Twitter. And dude, it's doing very well. Not every video gets 3,000 views, but it was cool. And a lot of the YouTubers are trying to do it. I think it's an update with the Twitter Blue thing, but that's the thing. If you're a content creator, you can upload full videos to Twitter, and it's a good move because people aren't coming to YouTube for the streams. I mean, some people are, but let's be honest, Twitter Spaces are getting thousands of people sometimes in them, and they don't even have like thumbnails. They don't have editing. They don't have any of the things that like make it hard to do content, and it's amazing because it's just the barrier to entry has dropped tremendously low, and everyone has a chance. We're going to talk about those chances today, and it has been building behind the scenes, and he's actually merging Unorthodox, Summit Club, and NFT Zerk Pass, and he's also looking sexy as fuck. But dude, I want to hear about what's been going on.
Thanks, man. Well, actually, quite an exciting day because today we are launching the Unorthodox server. So we've kind of closed it down, we've amended everything, and it's going to be going public for the next couple of weeks, so people can come in, check us out, see what we're up to. We're going to be doing we're doing kind of health competitions. We're doing Q1 like entrepreneurship competitions. We're going to be doing some AI competitions. Just really trying to get as much kind of a lot of fun and engagement as possible. And yeah, I've been kind of like working over the last few weeks alongside Liam and Mark on really getting some clarity on what we're aiming to do this year. And I feel like we've entered with some really fucking good clarity on like what our mission is going to be for the year. And so, yeah, very, very excited for what's to come and just hit the ground fucking sprinting in 2023.
Dude, Here's something that's interesting. I feel like this reset has been, I feel like resets are really corny, but low key, like we've seen a bit of a resurgence in general sentiment. Like we saw Gary Vee jump in and said, "Okay, I'm back. I'm buying NFTs again," which is a huge
Yeah.
fucking deal, just because of how much he stepped away for so long that he literally himself. He's good to go again. Like he's really good to go. If he buys a project, it's mooning. I swear to you, if you find a project Gary Vee buys and you're in that first 5-10 minute crowd, you will make some serious fucking money. So yeah, Gary Vee's back in the house. Gary Vee also, I don't know if you saw this, Tom. If you haven't seen this, you need to watch this. And if you're anyone who watches me or Tom's stuff, you're going to be interested in this too, because this is something that's right up our alley. Gary Vee went on to Diary of a CEO's podcast, and bro, so I've been hit with Gary Vee's content twice now in the last 6 months that like hit me kind of deep. The first one was when he posted that podcast with his childhood friends, and I got to see what Gary Vee really was like, and like, you know, totally raw. His like childhood best friends, they're not going to gain anything from it. They're just talking about what it was like with Gary Vee at 10 years old, and to hear that, and it was very, very gratifying to know I wasn't being lied to or being sold something. Like we're just seeing, like we saw fucking Iman Gadzhi, just a sellout, dude. He basically made this video. He goes, yeah, I fed into the red pill stuff. I deleted my own videos and pretended like it wasn't. And I was like, look, I mean, I get it, but at the same time, like, why are you doing this, dude? Like, you have so much fucking money. Like, why are you also trying to screw your? So, anyways, seeing Gary Vee not be that was cool, even though I'm sure he's also done it in other ways. But in that sense, that was like the deepest part about him is like his raw authenticity as a true entrepreneur from a kid. That was cool to see. And then he went on Diary of a CEO and like fucking cried, bro. I had never seen that before. I was like taken back. So I don't know if you saw that, but
I did see it, yeah, and I think it was I think he's had an emotional time in the last couple of years. I think that he's obviously an emotional dude, very very hyper emotional. But I think he's been through some rough stuff. I think you know, like clearly his without calling it completely obviously, like his marriage broke down, and that's a very like a long-term relationship with your, especially with kids involved, is a hyper emotional experience to go through, and extremely damaging and painful. And I think I personally believe, I think I saw that even though he was not talking about that, I feel like some of the emotion really came out. And it typically takes kind of a therapy session, and who knows if he does therapy, but like that's what I felt. It was really good though. An amazing interview, and I completely agree. Like we've seen some young people make some very, very like rogue decisions over the last couple of years, which in my opinion, like for me, has really burnt and damaged and tarnished their reputations. And I think there's a real lesson there. Like if you play the long game and you do things with authenticity, and you really focus on the long-term mission, then it's funny who talks about this the most. Andrew Tate talks about this the most. He obviously has a huge issue with what Logan Paul has done, and he refers to it. And he's like, instead of Logan Paul looking after his audience, he clowns them and makes money off them.
Yeah, he was right,
so
bro.
super interesting.
So bad. Yeah, he was
Been
right
very. We've got a lot of interesting stuff that's happened, and especially because we're in the content game, like seeing fellow content creators take the short path.
Well, it's like I can sort of understand it if you're a nobody with nothing, but like when you have unlimited money, I'm like, bro, what are you doing this for? Like, what are you literally doing this for? There's nothing else another million will get you. There's just nothing else it will buy you. And like at that point, when you've got a certain amount of clout or energy or like whatever, like it should just be about what you fucking like doing. Like, why are you still raising money? And like, look at Nets Jesus Christ. Luca Nets talked about this on our episode. He goes, Tate's trapped in the matrix just as much as we are. He goes, why would this guy still be pandering for views, still be saying nonsense on Twitter for essentially no reason? Like, and he's been saying it since he had 20K. So like, we know he believes it, but he's been doing it since 20K because it was noisy. But at this point, when you have 20 million followers, like, bro, shut up. You have 20 million people who already like you. So just like start saying the stuff that like you actually care about, which you've opened up a couple times about on podcasts. But he's still, I think, I don't know. I'm not quite sure on it. Andrew Tate's a special subject. I feel like he almost can't be compared to the other content creators. Like the other people, I don't know why I feel a bit different.
Well, interestingly enough, tomorrow I'm doing my first Summit Club interview with a former training partner, sparring partner of Andrew and Tristan Tate. And that's going to be very interesting. A guy that has literally fought with these guys next to them, in a very tight training group. So yeah, interested to get his insights, see what's going on. Get the inside scoop from someone that actually knows him very, very, very closely. So
that's gonna be interesting.
We'll find out tomorrow.
I'm very excited about that. That'll be on your YouTube channel.
Yeah, so that'll be on Monday. Monday is going to be when my interviews come out now.
That very cool, very, very cool. I'm gonna put our guys. If you're watching the chat and you're one of the YouTubers, I'm gonna put this into the builders chat. If you want to join, hold on. If you want to join the Tea Time stream, that's the invite link.
You're gonna have like fucking 10 people joining.
I hope not. Yeah, I'm not sure how many people are gonna join. Oh shit! I should not have put that in the group chat. Why didn't I just say DM me? Can I unsend this? Fuck! I can't.
Oh, you've really fucked it now, bro. It's gonna be like 19 people.
Well, okay, honestly.
So he just posted this in a chat.
For Jesus. Hold on, I'm gonna give them context. There we go. I just in the chat, he goes, "You fucked up." Yo, that's fucking funny. That's fucking funny. Okay. All right. Tom, so you can see the side screen, so you're gonna have to tell me if another person pops in, because I'll be looking on this.
Oh, you're giving me what? You were putting this on me.
No, you're the co-host. You're the co-host. I got the screen. I got the goods. You got to bring something. Okay, Ethereum, $1,254, 3 months chart. Feel like I don't want to look at the 1 year chart. That's the honest reason. We're gonna look at the 3 month chart.
3 month chart is where it's at.
It's not bad, because look at this, dude. Look at that. That's a win in my book. That's a win in my book from 1211 to 1250. That's a W. Yeah, ETH is looking
money here.
Nothing too crazy has been happening with ETH, honestly. It's been NFTs. NFTs are in a bull run. It's actually true. We've looked at the data over a 30-day period, which is pretty much as long as a bull market ever would last in NFTs anyway. So for people saying it's only been 2 or 3 weeks, I'm like, yeah, that's an NFT run right there. You're looking at the cycle. Remember, I mean, back in the bull runs, we were looking on 3-4 week cycles. It was like 3 weeks bull, if we were lucky, and then like 2 3 weeks bear, and then back in. It was just like a cycle. And so every single time it would repeat until it didn't, and then we all got left holding the bag. But yeah, over the last 30 days, OpenSea up 200% on volume and 300% on daily traders. That's pretty those numbers are like off the charts. What we've been dealing with in the last few months. Blur, same thing, 100%, 12% on traders. But let's be honest, no one's moving from OpenSea. And then Matt's taking a bit of an L as DeGods and left. We'll talk about that in a second too. They moved over to Ethereum and Polygon. We have X2Y2 up 50%, up 22% in new active users. I'm sure those active users found my YouTube video on how to use X2Y2. Hopefully they did. Looks rare. A little bit of an increase. 155% in traders, 45% in volume. Interesting shit. And then everybody else is irrelevant, so we'll just skip over them. What are your thoughts on that? Have you been paying attention? Like, what has been eating up your focus in the last 3 weeks?
Well, complete transparency, my focus has been on myself for the last 3 weeks. I went on holiday, so I went skiing with NFT Zerk. Liam Evans, we went like a music festival skiing. That was epic. So went away for a week on the slopes. I got COVID, so spent the next 2 weeks feeling fucking sick. And then the last week I've spent on kind of refocusing my what is 2023 going to look like. And I've been aware of the NFT market though. I actually minted my first NFT of 2023 earlier today, a few hours ago.
Oh shit!
I spent nearly $1,300 on it.
Woo!
I know.
Wait, hold on. Say the part again.
1.069 ETH.
God damn, bro. That was meme land, right?
That was meme land, yeah. So
minted
meme land earlier today.
What's it at? Do you know?
It's not live trading yet. So they did we should probably talk about this because this is
because I missed everything. I saw Nate's meme land prediction video, but I don't know anything about meme land, honestly, because I'm not involved in it right now.
I've only kept in contact with it lightly because I had skin in the game, because I had a meme list from probably like 6 months ago after burning a couple of Zen apes. Shout out to Minnie from Zen Apes. And yeah, burnt a couple of them like back in summer and got meme list, assumed nothing would ever come of it. And then they've just continued to keep on driving a lot of engagement in their Discord.
What you're seeing right now, he's on a run. He's on a media run. 9gag CEO is just going to go on every single show. Oh shit, I see Andres in the house. Hold on.
Is he here? Hey, let's go! Let's go! Look, this is a quality operator. He clicks his fingers and he's in content mode. Dude, happy New Year!
Damn. Hold on.
Happy New Year, brother.
His setup looks better than mine. All these guys have plant behind him.
That's what you need. That's all you need. You got to let people know that, hey, you're eco-friendly, and I think that's the meta of 2023 is, or not even 2023. I believe that's just the meta of the future of cryptocurrencies in general. It's just going to be anything that has to do with sustainability for the future. Because you got to remember, Gen Z is the one who's coming into the space. You know, it's not the old heads. They don't give a fuck. It's all about like who the Gen Z and the millennials. That's who really cares about it, and we're the only ones that recycle. So. Yeah,
it's true. It's true. Also, I just remembered if I don't zoom us in, it's gonna lift all our heads every time I pull up a comment. Check it out. You ready? If I have us zoomed in, leaves the comment down there. But if I it's so annoying. The entire thing lifts. If I do this, look at this silly shit. Restream. What the fuck is that? Why? It's so unnecessary to do this.
What's good with you guys? Happy New Year's and Merry Christmas.
Yeah, dude.
Dude, Happy New Year's and Merry Christmas.
Yeah, I was just telling Zerk how jealous. I think that was the most FOMO I had all year was watching you guys hit the slopes and just fucking party, man. I was like, damn, bro, I'm not even a partier. And I was like, I wish I was there.
Yeah, dude.
I mean, I paid the price. I paid a very, very steep price. And I'm still struggling, to be honest. So, but it was worth it. It was worth it. It was worth it, man.
Like they say, burn your candles. You ever heard that saying? Have you heard that saying? No, I'm serious.
Hell yeah, man.
I think that's a solid saying. Have you heard it, Cade?
No, what's it mean?
So it's like you ever buy candles and it's like you save them and you just keep saving them because you're like, oh, this is a good candle. This smells good. And then you just never end up using it. And then by the time you do use it, all the smell's gone. Yeah. So you burn your candles. So it's kind of like
good.
Do the shit while you're still around, you know?
Got you. Buy your girlfriend flowers.
Honestly, yeah. But like I think that's just, you know, we've got to start this year off right because we've all got a lot of we've got a lot of intent, a lot of energy and like aspirations. But I definitely felt like I took a week where I needed to just fucking reset my entire brain from all of the stuff that we had done last year. Like I felt like fully burnt out and yeah, I completely agree. Like burn the candles, right? Like I feel great now. I felt shit for weeks, but I feel great now.
That's one of the things I definitely want to do this year, though, is take days off. Like I seriously, like and that's the other thing. I won't even say that I was the most productive, but I was just doing so much shit and so much work, and it was just like, hold on a second. Like I feel like I've just learned. It was a year of struggle, that's for sure, and it was a great year because it was like there was a lot of learning stuff. Like I look back. Like I was just beating myself up at the end of the year. And then I really started like thinking like the amount of skills that I learned, whether it been like editing, YouTube, just connections. And I was like, wow, like I actually did a lot of shit this year. And it's just like, instead of beating myself up, it was just like, all right, well, we just got to keep going. We got to just keep trucking. It is 100%. What it is. And you can only get better. And I feel like we're just so used to that dopamine hit of like, boom, like immediately something happening. And it's just like, all right.
It's true, dude. That's actually a great segue because we're literally going to talk about how, dude, the content game, I'm sure both of you noticed this, but I've noticed this because I'm obsessed with content and trends and culture and stuff online. That's why I'm here. Dude,
I know exactly where you're
fucking going. Content has changed everything because only thing that matters in NFT land right now is Twitter Spaces. It is the only thing that matters. Does not matter your setup. You don't have to be good at editing. You don't have to be good at anything except screaming or being Leap. Leap, for me, I found Leap and I found Thread Guy. I love their streams. I'm just going to pull up their things here. Totally Styles, which is so funny. Like Leap is this super nice dude from, I think, Minnesota or something like that. And this is this iconic fucking PFP.
Fucking
He's never
sick,
gonna be able
man.
to change it. He's never gonna be able to change this. Like I don't know. It's too bad, but he's gonna be stuck with this forever.
How's he got a blue tick? How's he got a fucking blue tick?
Everybody's got blue
Because he
ticks.
paid
What you mean?
$8 a month. What do you mean?
You pay $8 a month.
What's Cade worrying about then? Changing your what are you worried? Why are you worried about changing your thing?
Because if you change
just because he's got it. Oh, is that for real?
Yeah. If you change anything in your
if
bio,
you change your
or your name or your profile picture, you lose it.
Really? Oh, fuck! I did not know that.
Dude. Yeah,
I started paying
he's
Blue
a great
like
one.
last week.
You did? Okay, hell yeah. But he does these streams and he goes for like 10 hours, bro. He goes for fucking. I'm like, why are y'all doing this? Like, I don't understand how he's not being sponsors. But they're getting thousands in and they just chat. And basically, the meta that content has turned into is discussions, dude. It's literally people are discussing things. The content is not about value as much anymore because the value is not there. Like, there's nothing to get from the value anymore. Like, the value is great. And then there's like nothing to use it on right now. So like all there is to do is discuss stuff, and nothing ever gets done. But it's all being discussed as something happens. Frank tweets something.
That's a hot take right there, bro.
Hit me.
What are you discussing? Like, how much more discussion can you talk about something? Like I'm all about like productive discussions, but that's exactly what I was talking about with my last year. It's like, yeah, I did a lot of fucking work, but I could have done a lot more if I would have just like made some smarter moves. Like if you're telling me he's spending 10 hours a day, like look, I like Leap. He's awesome. His discussions are great. He knows how to control a crowd. No one's screaming, which is super nice. But if you're spending 10 hours a day and you're getting 5K listeners and you're not getting sponsors.
Well, that's the thing. Like that's the kind of where I was going with this, is that the meta has changed a little bit away, especially now that NFT Inspect has disappeared. It really isn't as much about growth. Like it's literally about the community. Like it's about having 5,000 people in there at once, or 400 people in there at once, or however many people are in the stream at once, to be discussing it in live time, to where when you go into Leap space, you like feel like this is like I don't know, like an assembly, and you're all just going in to chat and talk about stuff. You're like, this thing happened. Like, I wonder what they're talking about at Leap space. Like or Thread Guy's total opposite. He talks like this. You do this, you move over to this guy and he says this. And now like he talks like that and it's fucking hilarious. Like I hated him in the beginning.
Is it productive? I've never been in a Thread
Yeah,
Guys.
dude,
like,
that's
are
the
they
thing,
productive?
dude. Like, well, his is not. No, I would say his is not as productive. I think Leaps are where I go for like productivity, or if I want to like learn something or have good discussion. Third guy's just really fucking funny, dude. I hated him in the beginning. I thought he was loud, obnoxious. But then I started watching. I watched actually the podcast he did with NGMI with Champ and K Money, and I actually liked him on the show. And I was like, okay, maybe he's like a normal dude. And so I started changing the way I looked at him when I watched this or when I listened to his content. I think he's pretty funny. But either way, I think it's about the community. I think they're like, that's the bear market blues. Like people just want that. They don't really want to watch a YouTube stream like this where there's not as much like a communal feel as there are some spaces. That's why PO's NFT show, they get like, I don't know, 1,500 to 3,000 people in their spaces sometimes, but then they get like 500 to 1,000 on YouTube.
Live stream. They do the live stream every single day. Like
no, I know, but I'm saying like the views and engagement is like 20 times more on Twitter, just because Twitter is where everyone's at right now. They're not trying to leave YouTube, it seems, on this recession.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like this whole discussion that we're talking about the first part of the show, is that the fact that everything has moved to Twitter as the main platform. I start posting my YouTube videos onto Twitter. Like everything's on Twitter.
Do you stream like right now when you do these tea times weekly? Are you streaming right now to Twitter?
Yeah.
Like, so you have a Twitter Spaces going?
No, it's not Spaces. I actually have to talk to PO about this. I can't figure out why I can't connect my computer, or sorry, my cam and my mic to my phone to do Bluetooth. If I could do that, it would work. The thing is, when I do that, it would only have the audio coming from my name when we do, like if we were in a Spaces and there's 3 co-hosts and we're all talking.
That's how they do it.
No, but it only pops up on my feed. Like on my audio, it would have everything from this YouTube show. It would have your audio, my audio, and Tom's all on one. And it would sound like I'm talking the whole time on the show. No, so I know he's figured
exactly.
it out.
That's exactly right. So that's still what they do. So let's just say Nick is the one hosting the show that day, or whoever. It's him as the speaker. Pio's on stage, Easy's on stage, whoever's on stage. They're all muted, but they're talking through his.
No, that's not how they do it. Like, well, on the show, I can hear each person talking separately. Like I can see their thing pop up, like they're talking.
Oh, really? Well, the other day I was looking at that. I was like,
couldn't figure it out
because they made jokes about that one time in the show. I was like, that's interesting. That's how they did it. I was like, oh, that's really cool.
I got no idea. I don't know. I got to talk to him about that. I've honestly been putting it off because I just don't want to.
I think it's because he has a roadcaster too. I think that's like the number one. That's the number one thing.
That's the tool you need. It's like, yeah, you need the roadcaster.
But that's the meta right now, guys. Like, it's not really about, like, that's why I stopped making many videos, stopped making as much content in general. Like, I've been kind of lurking, observing, trying to see like what people are attracted to right now. Like Farouk's, I feel like Farouk is pretty relevant in the space, but he's not as like polarizing when he speaks as some of these other guys. So he's not getting as much attention. He's like right there in the middle. But it's really interesting. Like, the game has changed. They're all just hosting spaces, and it's also on TikTok right now. So the reason I'm bringing this up is because it's not just on Twitter. It's not just NFT people. It's in general. I think we hit like a 2022 volume cap where we had a bubble burst, and it wasn't NFTs. It was like in general degeneracy of all forms just kind of blew up, and like all these content creators posting all this volume, quantity. Everyone got tired. And then now, I think 3 months ago, I noticed that TikTok hosts on live streams were just doing a green screen with some really captivating, nonsensical title like God doesn't exist or some shit like that. And then it's just like 500 people roll in, and then he brings up 7 people on stage, and they just argue. And like, that's every fucking Twitter, like TikTok live and Twitter space right now. So it's just interesting.
Do you like that? Just out of curiosity, do you like that?
I like it. Like, when I'm in the panel and I'm talking about something that's interesting. Yeah. But like, I'm not a degenerate screaming asshole most of the time. Like, that's not the shows I enjoy. So
Tom, do you like that? Yeah, because I was just curious. Because like I just, that kind of stuff just drains my energy. Like that's why I left Twitter Spaces. Like, I'm like, you know what? I'm not seeing anything like productive happening. It's a lot of arguing. I mean, dude, people like, there were some people like streaming like for like I think it was like like 30 hours, I think, of like Andrew Tate went to jail, and you have all these fucking idiots talking about like, oh, he should be in jail. Oh, I'm a lawyer. Oh, this, and I know this, and it's just like
I'm a lawyer.
You know what I mean? It's just like, what do you get out of this? None of you are doing anything. Dude. None of you know the actual like true thing that's going on right now. Yet everybody has an opinion. And
bro,
it's just
community. It's like the fact that they're all in this space and like they're talking.
If that's community, I don't want to be a part of it. I don't want to be a part of it.
Listen,
I'm
not all
so, dude, I'm so aligned with Andres. Like, I've thought very hard over the last couple of weeks, like, where do I want to put my energy in content creation?
I'll tell you, Tom. I'll tell you, man. I've been telling you this since I met you and before I even watched you as a content creator, like as like somebody I was looking up to, bro. You have such a personality. You need to get back into the fucking YouTube game. Like, it is not even funny how much you shine. No, let me talk, because you shine, bro. And just know that like you got a bunch of people that support you, and you kind of diverged and you started doing other stuff because you started becoming like, yo, I need to get more business oriented. But god damn it, man, you are so entertaining and you are so much fun, bro. Like, you got to get back on that content.
I really appreciate that. And like, the good news is, that is 100% my aim, and it's I'm back, but it's it's like, it's what I found last year. I learned the same as Andres. Like, I spent way too much time working on stuff that didn't work in my like work for me. I just
YouTube was
what was the biggest waste? What was the biggest waste?
So it just wasn't being smart with like. It wasn't being smart, and it wasn't being consistent with stuff. So what I realized what's that?
Did you think you were being smart at the time? Or did you kind of
I think I was in survival mode last year. I think I was in absolute survival mode. And like for that meant that I had no capacity to take myself out of a situation and reflect and be like, do this. The good news is I feel like I have that now. So I have a very, very, very specific plan of what content I'm going to create. And my aim is to have systems in place by the end of this month so that I'm back on YouTube. I'm creating every single fucking week. You'll see my face pop up on every single social media platform. But it's because I have clarity on what I want to create. Like, I just didn't have that last year. Last year, because it was like with the NFT stuff, as we're finding, like you said, to your point, everyone's on Spaces now. I fucking hate Spaces, man. I fucking cannot do
Tom,
them.
I hated them too. I hated them too, but I found a couple shows that I enjoyed. Actually, Tom, I have to thank you, bro. I have to thank you directly for this. PO, I literally didn't know who he was or the NFT show, any of them. I had no idea they existed. because of your podcast, I connected with PO. We became friends, and I connected with Easy and someone else I connected. I forget who it was, but basically like two people on the NFT show got a little bit of insight, became friends. Was able to go on their show and chat a few times and like get like a little bit of an inside look because it's like behind the scenes stuff. We kind of talked about things off camera and stuff, and like getting to actually speak to PO after hearing his show gave me like a ton of insight that I can't really put into words, just kind of like gave me a little bit of a glimpse into what it's really like because he's such a professional running the show. Because he's basically, it's like a radio show when you go on their Twitter spaces. So it's like, it was well run and it was like a well-oiled machine or whatever. He's like throwing it to like, he's like, okay, like this, I don't know. Anyways, so I watched the show, became friends, and then was able to enjoy myself in one Twitter space. And I was like, oh, that was actually productive. And I had fun and I got some followers and everyone was happy. And then it ended. And like now three more people might care about something I have to say. And it was just very, very cool for me. And that whole thing came like I basically like Twitter Spaces now because of it, and I've gained a bunch of new followers and fans and friends because of that. And that literally wouldn't have happened. Like I wouldn't have found Leap Spaces without that, I don't think. And so I don't know. I think if you find a space, I think both of you, if you find spaces that aren't degeneracy, I think you guys would love Leaps. Honestly,
oh, dude,
get in stage
dude,
a couple times and talk.
I've been following Leap for a minute, dude.
Dude, hell yeah.
I think what also just helped him blow up was he was just consistent, bro. And
Dude,
I think what really popped off, I think it was it had to do something with Frank DeGods, and then Frank was on the stage with him, and like they were just like going at it for like a while. Nothing bad at all. Like he was just controlling the crowd, and it was just like I was like, wow, like this is like I'm liking this space. Like I'm sick of like listening to people like argue. I'm sick of like all these people just yelling, and it's just like, you know what, this is productive. This is I'm hanging out, I'm having a good time here. But I get Tom's aspect of it. Like I'm not an audio guy. Like I watched the Nifty show, but I watched that. Like I'll be working, but I'm watching.
Same.
The audio is
same.
just it's not for me. So it's just like, and I can't participate in that. And I think that the audio is going to disappear at some point. Like, yes, it's thriving right now on Twitter, but what is going to happen is it's going to evolve into video format because this is so much more interactive. You know, I can see your faces,
the Spaces format. The
100%.
Spaces format of seeing people's reactions to stuff, dude, that's addicting. Like I stopped watching the YouTube stream, which is crazy. Like that's almost a sin in my world to say something like that out loud.
Wait. What do you mean? What do you mean seeing their reactions? What do you mean?
I don't watch
the hundreds,
like the little emojis that pop up. You can see everyone who's inside the chat. Dude,
the emojis.
You think that's stupid. You think that's stupid till you're watching the show and you're watching on YouTube going, man, I want to know what other people are feeling as I'm watching the show.
Dude,
and
I'd rather watch it on YouTube, and I want to see the comments, and I want
That's the thing though. Like, I would rather. I don't know what it is, dude. Like Twitter's. I don't know. Maybe I just spent too much time on Twitter, and now I'm a Twitter maxi. Maybe I'm an Elon maxi. I don't know. All I know is
I thought you
really
were YouTube maxi,
Spaces, bro. I fucking was, but like I don't know what it is. It's a little bit addicting. Like I kind of see why they can't stop. I kind of see why they can't stop doing 8-hour spaces. Like it's kind of fun. I don't know, dude.
Bro, why don't you start running your own? You're all about content.
Dude, fuck yeah, exactly.
That's the thing.
Exactly.
That's the thing. So I've had a good time running on other people's shows and listening to people's shows and stuff like that. I may do some Twitter Space stuff. However, the return on investment is always video still for business, for engage, or well, maybe not for
so at least you can see that. So if you can see that, then you shouldn't even be paying attention to Twitter. Like that idea, because it's like at some point you're gonna have like a Discord room where everyone's gonna have their little circle and they can have their video camera on or off or whatever, and that's how the reactions are actually gonna be, and they're still gonna be able to react and do that.
Exactly.
Well, once the market comes back and there's people looking up NFT stuff again, the YouTube comes back hard and heavy. We go all in again, and YouTube picks up. But right now, just like people looking for NFTs, just go to Twitter. They're just not on YouTube. They're not searching for YouTube.
Hey, Tom.
Hey, what's up, Mark?
Personal question, because I want to know, did you stop doing YouTube videos because you didn't believe in alpha? Because I'm going to go ahead and say my part. I stopped because I was like, alpha, this is great. And then I was like, dude, everybody's doing this. There's no sustainability. I was like, I didn't feel alpha. Like there was, it became no alpha. Like Ethereum, we had these projects that had backbone, then we went to like, no or free mints, and then we went to like it just went down like a weird rabbit hole, and I was just like, you know what, I really don't like this as much, because I liked it because it was the businesses, like the people that were coming in, the businesses, like I'm sure that's going to come back and then there will be some sort of alpha again, but that was my thing, and I was curious on why you stopped the YouTube game. I'm coming back, by the way.
Hey.
Yeah. But like you know, like so like Andres, you're doing an incredible job on other platforms, like showcasing that you're still doing alpha. It's just in like it's actually fucking high quality stuff that it's just non-degen stuff.
Right.
Yeah, that I stopped doing that because I always knew it was going to end. None of it made sense, and I was like, okay, well, I'll ride the wave. And then I think I spent the last second half of last year being like, well, fuck, I need to make money, and I need to start some sort of a business, which I've done in the interim. But then I was like, I'm like, okay, with content, what do I want to do that I know that I can consistently do for years? Like, what if I set out a plan for this year on like what content I'm going to do, knowing what my capacity was last year, being pretty stretched, working my ass off. What is going to be the minimum that I will do consistently that I can do to a high quality and can get penetration through the noise that is in content creation? Penetration, mate.
Oh, thank you.
One day you'll find out what that means.
Shots have been fired.
Oh, damn,
Shots have been fired.
He got you back.
Tea Time has leveled up in 2023. There will be a segment on attacking.
Cade was like, "Ooh, I got him." He was like, you'll learn about that.
That's fucking funny.
That's fucking funny. So that's my story. So my story is hopefully it'll become clear to you in the next month or two what my strategy is. Like you should be able to look on all my channels and it should be like he's posting consistently. It's going to be OnlyFans.
OnlyFans.
Oh, I'll be a fan. I know exactly which route you're gonna go, and I know it's the right route for you. We can talk about it off camera, but I'm almost positive I know exactly which route you're gonna go.
Let's genuinely we may as well talk about it now because it's I'd be interested to know what your predictions are, because I feel like if you've been following any of my channels in the last like week, I've been making it pretty fucking clear what I'm planning to do.
Wait, really? Okay, before we reveal any alpha as to Tom's future or Andre's future, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, join the kingdom. After the live stream ends, I'll put Andre's stuff in the description. I just can't do it while we're live. I didn't know he was gonna pop in. I'll put your stuff in, and then Tom's.
Dude, I just miss you guys so much. I had to say hi.
Hell yeah, man! I'm glad you popped in. I really am. Dude, drop the alpha now. They've already liked the video. They've already subscribed. They've already done all the things. Reshare it, retweet, wherever you're at. I'm ready.
All I know is whatever you do, I can guarantee that if you stay consistent with it and you go for quality over quantity, you're going to crush it, because I'm telling you, bro, you have a personality. Like, I saw it on the internet. This was before I even got into NFTs. You helped me get into NFTs. I saw you and I was like, bro, like this guy's going to pop. The only reason you stopped was because of whatever route you decided to take, or that you didn't believe in it. Like, I didn't believe in it to a certain degree, but like the personality is there. Like, dude, you could start with NFTs. You could start with whatever. The cool thing is as a creator, you're going to evolve. So whatever you're doing now does not mean, like, just because you did NFTs last year does not mean that you're going to stay into NFTs the whole way. Like even Cade, like, you'll see his content. It'll go left. It'll go right. But it's still, like, focused on NFT. Dude, as a creator, like, look at any creator that started and look at where they're at now. So look at Logan Paul, for example. He started off on Vine doing hilarious videos, this, that, and the other. And then he was like, you know what? I'm done with this. And then he did some crazy stuff. And then he got canceled, this, that, and the other. But then he evolved and he was like, I'm maturing. I'm wanting this. I'm going to go and start this podcast. And like, look where he's at now. Same thing for the other kid.
Yeah, now he's a zoo. Great.
Hey, we see, but
we're gonna talk about
look,
it.
I watched it. Yeah, let's talk about that. I'm totally down. What I'm really getting at, Tom, is that your personality is such a shining like aura, to the point where it's like, bro, like no matter what, you can go whatever route you want to go. Just continue with the incredible editing and continue with just being yourself. It doesn't matter what you're talking about. You're gonna do just fine. But it's just
wait. Let me add on to that too, Andres. I was gonna say, because you're right. I think, Tom, you are your personality is great, but also you have the ability to host a show very well. I think your discrepancy might be the same as mine. Is that, like, I have a very professional business side that turns on and can be on, and then there's like a full-on content creator mode that can turn on. And they're a little bit they like kind of overlap, but they also butt heads a little bit. And it's hard for me sometimes to host a show when I want to like part of my target audience is like super high level business people that I want to attract. Then part of my audience is a little bit degeneracy people, and part of it's just pure entertainment. And it's like finding that line. And when you're trying to be like who you are, which is like super respected businessman, it's sometimes hard to be like, I want to also host a show and show a little bit of like my crazy side, if that makes sense, to make it entertaining, you know?
Mm-hmm. So to answer your question is I'm making the switch to be the super professional business guy. So it's like, so I'll try and sum up my content plan in like a couple of sentences. It's to document my journey growing a Web3 business. And that it's going to be, it's going to be teaching people my learnings, my weekly, my monthly, my yearly learnings. I'm looking at what I can do to create consistently over like a 2-3 year period, knowing that the algorithms, the platforms won't change hugely. They'll change a little bit, but they're like the appetite for the type of material that I'm going to create, which is evergreen content for entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, young businesses. That stuff never gets old. And that's been my passion for the last fucking decade. And I've done a lot of learning. So I'm just going to talk about it and do it in a way that I can do it consistently. Hopefully you guys, hopefully you guys will be able to see like what the plan is. Like the truth is, what you were talking about, Cade, about PO, he runs his show really professionally, like a radio show, because that's his full-time job, right? He literally gets paid to be a radio host, so he can be professional. Like you said, when you've got a business and you've got a content creator, there is definitely the butting head, and the butting head is like, how much time can I put to building a business? How much time can I create content? And last year I learned a fuckload about how much time I can do both of those. And this year I've gone in with like, do you know what? The last thing I need to do is take on too much making content, which affects my business making stuff. But I feel like I've got like I have an idea of what the balance is going to be, so that I don't like take on too much and get demotivated, which that's what happened to me last year.
New year, new Tom. Guys, I hope you guys are excited for 2023. 23 is going to be a fucking banger. I know I'm excited. And if you guys are looking at NFTs right now, NFTs are hot and sexy. CryptoPunks, if we're looking at the 30 chart, I had everything pulled up on the 30 day because I thought me and Tom hadn't filmed in a month. But there's a lot of shit that's happened that we kind of skipped over, honestly. We had Valhalla being pumped by a bunch of influencers. I got a bunch of FUD. For cover, it seems, or at least they're chilling at like 87 floors still. We have Mutiny's Board Yacht Club. They were pumping, I think, very recently. In the 30-day chart, they're not really. Trump cards have dropped all the way down to 0.17 ETH. I found them at 0.08, and I actually talked to a few different traders on the phone and said, is this the move? And they all said yes, and I said no. And so I didn't mind it. I watched it go to the fucking moon, like it always does, and I missed all of it. And then Mutant Hound Colors, my friend Cole called me about this in the middle of the, like, dude, Mutant Hound Colors. I was like, what? I was like, nah, dude. Then it moved. So don't listen to me for trading because I don't know what I'm doing. We had Legend of Cock Punch. This is not a joke. Legend of Cock Punch, esteemed, highly respected entrepreneur, multi-millionaire, best-selling author, Tim Ferriss drops Legend of Cock Punch. And it has fallen to 0.58 ETH. No fucking clue what that's about. He has no roadmap. Apparently, the only thing attached to that is a charity that he owns. So I don't know what happened there.
The other thing, another hot take in like the description. You can go check out their website. It literally says, "If I don't feel like doing this," this is a summary, by the way. If I don't feel like doing this anymore, I'm not held to it. Like if you're investing.
Yeah.
It's like a free out.
Yeah,
it's a free out.
It's unreal. Tim Ferriss is out here rugging people, bro. He's rugging people. And if you were on True DJ and OpenSea and true like real analytic tools, you probably would see CryptoZoo pumping and pumping as far as volume and traders because of the speculation around Logan Paul. We're going to talk about it. But Logan Paul is under massive controversy, appears to be back in the game for CryptoZoo. So maybe he's going to make something happen because Coffeezilla put him on his heels. Or according to Logan Paul, he was always going to do it. This just happens to be the exact same timing as Coffeezilla's documentary. Maybe they're working together. Maybe he paid Coffeezilla to do this for him. I doubt it. That's definitely not true. We have potatoes at 2.7 ETH because Meme Land is, I guess, they are minting right now. So I guess this is probably going to Is this gonna drop, you think, or is this gonna be burned? Like, are all these NFTs gonna be burned? Do you know, Tom?
Not burnt, no. So yeah, they're predicting that. Like, so Ray's being smart. He's trying to put some tokenomics in place so that there is they're dropping a meme token. So just like Ape. So they're essentially just copying the Yuga Labs tokenomics. So
dude, they've got a strong
technically
brand.
there's going to be an incentive not to. Yeah,
well, that's interesting. Pudgy Penguins, dude. Holy shit! I still don't know. I talked to Luca.
Fuck me,
and
man.
I still could not tell you why they're pumping, other than they just are, and people are just saying because. Like, I really don't understand it, but they're mooning. I still, like, again, I like Luca. I think he's really smart. I still just don't know what happened. I don't know why. I think the change in leadership and him posting a couple photos of like the direction they're headed was really the catalyst. A bunch of people are saying like he did so much and all these things. And I'm like, I don't know. Like, I must have missed something, because all I know is he like posted some photos and he's just been going on a media run. That's the only thing I know. Do you guys know of anything else that would be pumping? Because even little pudgies are at 0.75 ETH right now.
Yeah, secondary collection is always going to pump right after. That was a solid buy for people that got in on that. But dude, honestly, I just don't see it sustaining like throughout 2023. Like, there it could, because it's already so high, you know, that if they go down, it would be like a failure. And their community is so strong. I mean, if you think about it, their community is what like upheld the entire project, like throughout the whole way, when they had no leadership, no nothing. Like, they were on their P's and Q's. And what's it called? They were just like, they were the ones. So it's like, and then when Luca came in, it was like, it gave them an excuse. But to be that high of a price, I don't know if that's just gonna last. That's all I can say. I don't know if it's gonna last throughout a whole year. But I still think that they're gonna be a blue chip project in the long term for sure.
So the way I see it is, I'm predicting, this is one of my like yearly predictions, is that we've seen it with strong communities, right? So Sappy Seals, one of the strongest. Pudgy Penguins, one of the strongest.
Yeah.
There are a few others that have strong as fuck communities, and I feel like all it needs is a little one of these bad boys, and then and it gets lit. So like name, I mean, you guys will know. Think of some of the big collections from last year and the end of 2020, right? Or 2021 with, you know, Creeps, like huge community.
Look at where they're at though now.
Well, I know, but it's like, it takes a little spark, and that's ultimately what it is, right? Because no one can make any sense of it. No one can make any sense. So hold on. I'm looking at Creeps.
I see Joel Stocks on TikTok says he sold his Plague Frog from 0.05 to 0.64 ETH, 8-month hold. Holy shit. He's been holding it. You're pulling a Cade trade, buying something 8 months ago and talking about it, and then finally when it sells 8 months later, you tell everybody you were right. Oh god, dude. You know what's funny? Do you guys remember BioPills?
Yeah. Terrible project,
dude. They're like slowly fading into irrelevancy. They're slowly fading into irrelevancy, and I've reached out on multiple occasions to do a podcast. They just won't do it. I'm like, bro, y'all have so many fucking investors and so many people with money that like this is all net positive for you. Why would you not do this, dude? There's so many people who bought into BioPills, myself included, because they had all this stuff to show for it, and then just disappeared overnight, and I have no idea what happened to them. Unbelievable.
I feel like there's a lot of that, unfortunately. There's a lot of
bounce back into the let's back into it. So we have ENS. I saw who said it. I saw Shangirl.eth said ENS is the 2023 play. You might be right. I have no idea, again, the longevity of ENS. So we can always say this isn't gonna last, and like, yeah, probably you're right. On a long enough time scale, nothing will fucking last. I kept saying Azuki's gonna go to 0. They're sitting at 15 ETH. That's not gonna last. Azuki, I don't know about it, honestly, but Azuki's, their community, dude, they don't give a fuck about anything. They're just so gun-ho about Azuki that they might just be able to hold it. I'm not sure what the future of that project is going to be. We have Wolfgame. I heard some things about Wolfgame. I think it was because of Gary, potentially. I forget what or maybe Beanie, actually. I think Beanie was actually the one who brought it back.
0.84? What the hell?
Yeah.
Bro, you put...
Yeah, dude.
Oh, no, Wolfgame. I thought it was the one that you told me about.
Oh, okay. Low pudges again, 0.75. I almost bought it 0.5. I saw low pudges at 0.5. They dropped from 0.65. I thought maybe this is a play. And then I was like, you know what? I don't see it pump again. That's so random. They just pumped for like a month straight. And then of course they pumped the next day to 0.275. Sappy Seals at 1.84. They've been slowly rising. They were literally at 1 ETH a few days ago. Beans 1.6. Cool Cat's making a pump again from 2 ETH all the way to almost 3. Moonbirds 7.8. I feel like they can't get anything right. They just keep taking L's and then they just keep somehow holding a ridiculous floor. I don't get it. I still don't understand that project. I'll never understand that project.
Remember when it was at 40 ETH? Jesus.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Kampai Pandas. This is interesting because I had never heard of this until Cass said this is one of his favorite projects. A week later, it started pumping out of nowhere. And then, dude, this is the one I was going to talk about. Fluff World. 4 ETH almost, dude. Like, they're literally so irrelevant on Twitter, but it's like unbelievable how strong their community is. 4 ETH.
Did you do any research? Can you click on them?
I've done a full review on them. Like, I know all about Fluff World. I just don't understand like how this is possible without that community on Twitter, you know?
When you say they've got a strong community, what are you basing that on?
I'm basing that purely off the floor price. The fact that they're not selling anything under 3.73 ETH. Like the fact that they're not willing to give up their Fluff World NFT. It's not like it's that pretty of an NFT. No one uses it as their profile picture. Why is this hold such a strong like floor? Like why are people not trying to get rid of it? Well, look, to the point where they won't let it go for less than 3.7 ETH.
But can you click it for a second? Because if you look like to your right, look at how many sales everybody else has, and look how little sales they have.
Well, they're so expensive, bro. Like, look at this beacon. It's like, I mean, 43,000, but the floor is 0.01. Look at the floors comparative. They're all way, way lower. And here we have MFers at 1.55, 580, just a little bit above. MFers is crazy because that project has really stayed relevant because everything has changed into shit posting as the recession has kind of continued. But dude, MFR is like that. I guess the play, like for so many of us, we're like, this is the one that's going to tank in the bear market. Like there's just no chance. If you don't deliver value, you will not survive this bear market. And what really happened is we all got fucked. Everyone doing value, and everyone who's a shit poster has gone to the moon and back, dude. I'm not sure why my computer won't pull up Fluff World. Oh, okay. The second I click X, it pulls up. Sorry, Fluff World. Son of a bitch.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab a drink. I'll be right back.
All right, dude. Killer Bears. Okay, this is one, dude. Killer Bears came out of nowhere at a 4 ETH floor. I don't know anything about it. All I know is it just came out of nowhere. We've seen a bunch of random things going up and down. Genuine Undead from a couple months ago with Halloween, with the Plague NFT, everything with like what's it called? Pepe. These Pepe project things are pumping all out of nowhere. Couldn't tell you why. I think everything else is pretty much irrelevant at this point. Goblin Town, forgot about them. I feel like they're like I don't know. I feel like they're B-level MFers. I feel like MFers.
But again, like, dude, thinking about like projects with strong communities. Goblin Town was one of the strongest when it came out.
It's true.
Like that was, and so that has it's these ones that have a potential to just out of nowhere just catch fire.
I think they move too fast, dude. I think they move too fast. Like Pudgy Penguins, or not Pudgy Penguins, like. A lot of projects are getting a bunch of attention and just like slowly rolling things out. Another thing I was going to talk about, which actually we probably should have brought up earlier, was with Leap. Like Leap just mentioned on a tweet, he was like, I think I've released like an art piece, and dude, that he's gonna be able to sell that for a lot of money. Like I don't know how much he'll be able to sell for, and that'll run up. And it's the idea that someone posted this on Twitter, and they were like, it seems that in 2023 you build the community first, and I think that's why Twitter Spaces are blowing up because
always been
people are. I know, right? Exactly. But anyways, that's what's going on, right? Which is fine. We should be happy about this. Like Leap is growing this massive community. He'll probably drop a project that looked kind of like his profile picture, and you bet that project's gonna fucking moon and sell out as fast as possible because 500 to 1,000 people tune in every single day live. And I think that's the move right now. It's like if you can build a following on Twitter, you can do whatever you want. And a perfect example of that is Frank DeGods. Literally doing whatever he wants, whenever he wants, and making his project do the same. And then all that happens is people talk about it on Twitter. DeGods has bridged all the way to Ethereum from Solana. They left Solana in the dust. And then Bonk token came out of nowhere and rewarded everybody on Solana the second they left. And then Utes moved over to Polygon. What do you guys think about this?
This is the best move he could have done.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, Sol. They kind of brought Sol on the map when it comes to NFTs. So I think they already did them like a solid, like, hey, like we believed in you guys, we loved you guys. It's time for us to grow, and we don't see the potential here. We want go somewhere else. And it's just like, I think Polygon is still slept on more than anything because it's like, dude, if you look at any big company right now, where are they going? They're going to Polygon. So it's like, that's if they're going there, then you should probably just make your way over there. It's cheaper, and it just makes sense. And look at all the real NFTs that are like held to like a higher standard. They're all on Ethereum. So why wouldn't you want to be in that? Like, by doing that, they're still in the top 10 of Ethereum, maybe even top 5 of Ethereum. Like, just by going to DeGods. And everyone's going to talk smack and stuff, but in the long run, I think that's where
doesn't matter,
that's where the winners are going to be. That and Polygon.
Well, we're seeing that. We're seeing it exactly. What's that quote? You can't stop LeBron from dunking with booze, or something like that. Like, you can't stop a dunk with booze, kind of thing. Like, no matter how much people discuss shit on Twitter Spaces, as long as their plan has like they're moving forward on their plan and they're still doing stuff, the chatter is fucking, dude, it doesn't matter, bro. It's like completely irrelevant to them, because even if there is an enormous amount of FUD, dude, someone else is just going to fuck up next week, and then everyone's going to talk about it. Like, we had Andrew Tate go to prison, and everyone forgot about SBX. Haven't seen a single thing on it. In fact, our YouTube video with FTX in the title is probably the most coverage they're going to get this week because of Cobra Tate. Honestly, I don't even know if I want to talk about Cobra Tate's arrest, because it just seems fake, bro. Like, I don't believe it. I just don't believe it.
I feel like I don't have enough information that I can honestly speak on it. That's the truth. I feel like everybody's speculating this, that, and the other, and it's just we're not involved in the court case. We're not involved on the knowings that the police know why they were able to arrest him, And everyone's like, dude, like I talked about this the other day. Like, anybody who just talks and then they're like, oh, the Matrix, get out of the Matrix. It's like, bro, like,
oh, you
relax,
saw that clip,
bro.
Goes, the Matrix attacked me as he's being wheeled away from the police.
But I get it, because it's like a Tate thing. But I'm talking about like everybody else that just say some shit and they just feel like they're like entitled and like they know some shit just because like they're like, I'm escaping the Matrix. It's like, dude, we're all, if this is a Matrix, nobody's out. We're all in it. No one's escaping.
Dude, this is exactly the thing. This is exactly the thing. There is not a single fucking soul on planet Earth who is actually free. There is not one person that doesn't have their balls could potentially get caught up in someone else's fist. There's not a single person. Any single person you think of, doesn't matter who it is, they're gonna get their balls grabbed at some point.
Bro,
and it happened to Andrew Tate.
Dude, people don't touch balls enough. I swear to God. It's like the most slept on part of sex. Balls are very helpful. I'm telling you right now. Andres, I don't know if you can hear me, or I don't know if the last thing you heard was balls.
Grab balls.
You gotta, if you're having sex and you're not paying attention to balls, that's a problem. In fact, it's such a problem.
It's a massive issue.
It's annoying.
You know what? Now that you mention it, when I have sex, all I pay attention to is my balls. Before I don't look at anything else.
Bro, listen. It's like
the alpha.
If you're having sex and you're having sex with a girl, and then like you're leaving out a whole part of their like body to tend to during sex, like that's a wasted opportunity.
Exactly.
Cade's like,
this
you know what?
Exactly my point,
dude.
This is what he says to girls when they come in. Lay down. I gotta do some things.
I'm just flabbergasted, dude. I'm flabbergasted by the amount of girls that don't know anything about it, bro. Nothing about it.
Go ahead, tell them right now. Tell them what they need to know. Teach them. Why don't, instead of telling them, why don't you just teach them all? Teach them all.
Why don't you show them? Why don't you just demonstrate to us? To them.
Here's the thing. Yeah, Kai, you're exactly right. Don't ignore the girls' balls ever. Do not ignore the girls' balls. And a good thing about this is for all the ladies and guys listening is that you don't have to do much, bro. All you gotta do is like common sense stuff. When the thing's in your hand, you just like there's like 3 options once it's in your hand. Just pick one and they're all gonna work. I'm just saying.
Is this Brazzers hour? Like,
yes.
Cade's just giving out advice. If you want my course, I'll teach you how to play with girls' balls.
Yo, speaking of balls, let's talk about someone who's balls deep in a rug pull that they can't get out of, because now there's an enormous amount of eyes on CryptoZoo. Logan Paul hired criminals to develop his CryptoZoo NFT project. Now, here's the thing. That's a very leading style of title. However, he more or less like walked into it because this whole video was him saying, I hired someone, or no, not even I hired someone. My team hired someone else who also was a piece of shit. That was the reason he gave behind every single thing that went wrong, which was really interesting to me because actually, let me be clear about this a little bit because Logan Paul has had a massive influence on me in the last 3 years, watching his growth from Japan. I didn't really watch him before Japan, but like from the Japan thing to boxing to like, I feel like it's been a really cool hero arc.
WWE.
And then the last 2 years, I watched there was one podcast that set it off. I remember this vividly because the second he said it, I knew it was going to be bad. He basically said it on a podcast. This was around the massive euphoric bull runs. And he goes, man, I found out that I really like money and business. And he said it on a podcast and he said, I'm going to start making money. And the second he said that, I was like, okay, this is going to be bad. And like, dude, the second he did that, he launched, dude, Liquid Marketplace, CryptoZoo, like so basically like all these endeavors, boxing, let me finish. Everything is in an effort to like raise as much clout and attention and money, which is fine. But like there comes a point where like you either hit a top because you're running towards the top, or you find a way like Mr. Beast where like every single one is fucking insane, but there's no like cap. It just like keeps going on this train of like amazingness. But with Logan and Jake, there is like a cap. Like Jake Paul, when if he gets to like the world level of boxing, like that's the cap. There's nowhere to go after that. And same with Logan, like there came a point where I was like, dude, he's doing so many endeavors that are fueled by making a ton of money, which is great for him, but something's going to happen here. And essentially he hired this whole team of scammers. And everyone in the project, except for him and his manager, were scammers. It's the story. That's the story. We don't know if that's what happened, but what are your thoughts? Do you guys know enough about this?
I have a question. I have a question, and this is for Andres, because Andres, you know the guy, correct?
Not. I mean, dude, we crossed paths during the Vine days. That was it. So it wasn't like yo, I kept up with him, this, that, and the other. So it was literally like, hey, we were both on Vine. We went to the same meetups, and that was it.
Andres is actually the developer for CryptoZoo. We're actually doxing him on the show. Andres, what happened to the eggs, bro?
Just to be clear, Andres is not the fucking developer for CryptoZoo.
I wish I was. Giveaways every
he
day.
Wishes he was. He wishes he was,
bro.
But yeah, dude. Question for you. Like, what do you think? Is Logan Paul a good dude?
I thought he was a great guy when I met him. Like, dude, I think the problem is the internet judges your character off of your worst mistakes. Like I was talking to my sister. I love my sister to death. And I brought up something about Logan Paul because I actually enjoy his podcast. I started to listen to it this year. It's a great podcast.
Yeah.
And she said immediately like a negative comment. Not in a bad way, but that's most of people's reaction is a negative comment and that he did some filming with a dead body. Like, dude, if I was held to like my worst mistakes, fuck, man. Like that, but that's just the world we live in. And that's how people perceive people. But it's a very unforgiving world once you make a mistake because you're already winning on social status. That in any way that you can, people are going to try to tear that part down.
Yeah,
that's true.
Do you think
that's the trade-off of doing content?
Yeah, but like, do you think this is a challenge for like people like us who we have to take some level of risk when deciding where to put our time and what to work on, right? But it seemingly, like from Logan Paul's perspective, like the mistakes that he has made, they're super like they're questionable to the point where you're like, really, who was there like giving you advice or potentially by your side that was like, why,
when
really
was that, bro?
Thinking about this?
Look how old he was when he did that. First of all,
he was young, dude. He's a young kid.
Yeah,
but
dude,
the thing is, like,
I don't even remember.
It's like, but it's the repetition, Andres. Like he messed up multiple separate times, and each time it's been followed.
I fucked
by
up
the
this
same
year.
Kind of
I fucked up last year, and I'm gonna fuck up this year.
Dude, but like Andres,
but he's had some monumental mistakes online, which is fine. Again, it's fine if he made the mistakes. But I'm saying the pattern of his response after the mistake, which is typically we've seen like 4 times in a row, it wasn't me. It was this team that we hired. It was this thing that happened. But there's never a point where he's like, I assume responsibility. I kind of messed up. I shouldn't have done this. It's always like this happened because and like it's similar like it's like an LA thing. Like David Dobrik did the same thing. Everyone canceled him for that too.
And it's just this thing.
I want to believe
it. His PR team may say, hey, don't say this, never do this, because otherwise you're going to put us in this type of position. So again, we don't know. But what I do know is that, hey, like he's still where he's at. He's still making moves. And whether you hate him or not, he's still winning. You know, like I don't, he's still doing exactly like he's still climbing. And it's like you got to respect
but the thing
that to a certain
you have
degree.
to ask me, I respect it, but I have to ask myself, do I want to continue watching Impulsive, knowing, in my opinion, he's going into a direction that I don't like as much? And when I saw this clip yesterday, and it was Mike, who, by the way, everyone's starting to like Mike. And it's funny, like the last year more.
Yeah.
Dude, I've always liked him. He's so funny.
Yeah. Bro, I loved him too. He's great. I knew he would shine.
He seems like a really genuine dude.
But he says this on a TikTok that just blew up, probably because Logan Paul's in the news right now. But this blew up. He goes, they're like screaming at each other, like a typical Logan and Mike screaming match. And like they're laughing, dying laughing. And Mike's like, you are such a degenerate piece of shit. The only thing you bring to this podcast is the fact that you're Logan fucking Paul. You don't say anything. You don't bring any value. And like they're all laughing. And it was really funny. A really like funny organic moment. But dude, I knew the comments were going to just be like, you know what? He's not wrong. And like all the comments were like that.
Here's a question though. Without Logan, there would be no show. Regardless, there would be no Mike.
That's a fact.
But the other thing, Cade, what has he done so bad in the last 5 years that you are like questioning to support his brand? Just curious,
well,
like
I would
personal.
say CryptoZoo is the one that we're talking about right now.
Okay, that just happened. Okay, before that. So if
a spot like that.
Well, I mean, if you're going to put him on the spot, I'm not defending the guy like I know him, but I'm saying I'm just curious about your insight, because you're saying I don't know if I can support the guy because of his mistakes that he's made. What are the mistakes that he's made outside of CryptoZoo when it was a developer that stole the money?
Yeah, I agree. So not I agree. I don't even know why I said that. I was going to say my personal take on why I've stopped watching as much of Logan, and honestly have watched way more probably of Mike than Logan. I think that's probably the case in general, but I watch more and more of Mike and less of Logan. For me, it's more, my personal take has more been like, I liked Logan as a personality because I saw a lot of myself in him. And I feel like I noticed subtle changes in the way he talked about stuff and the way, I don't know, these things I picked up on when I watched his podcast, the way he like treats certain guests and then certain other guests and then George and Mike on certain days. And I just didn't like who he was kind of turning into. I felt like he was moving from, which he probably is, and it's probably what he wants, but like moving from YouTube, his fans, like the way his brand is, to like almost A status, I would say. Like he's probably near or in that category of like, I mean, I don't know. Like, what do you guys think? Like A status?
But is that why you don't like him? Because he's going to...
No, it's the way, the direction he's made and like the style, like his personality's changed into, and the things he talks about. I don't know. I just didn't like it as much. And honestly, now that you say it about the about like what specific things he's done that I didn't like, I couldn't even tell you right now. Like I mean, it might just be because I'm on the spot and I can't remember.
What if I told you that because I was interested in that response, because that's kind of where I wanted you to go. What if I told you that the way that the whole show is structured, or what they do on the show and how he plays a part, is all structured in a way where you have protagonists, you have antagonists, and you have to have that kind of structure. Otherwise, there's no actual show. Like when you saw George walk off the show, you're like, you even heard them talk about it, like, oh, I thought you wanted me to walk off the show one day, like this, that, and the other. Like it's been planned, and like they do have to have those type of battles, and they do have to talk smack to each other, because guess what? That's what brings you to not like, because Logan is a character that is not liked.
Yep.
So there are people in this world. It's like sometimes I feel that way where I'm just like not liked. And it's just like you can play a part in a very important, like you can play a very important role in that part of being not liked, and having Mike be that incredible person that is liked, and then having that person that loves religion, and then you have the other people that don't. So it's, I would say
I know exactly what you mean, because they've mentioned that on the show. I know they have parts that they play in roles on the show.
Exactly.
I also know that Logan is on a soul mission to what's the word, like convince people that he is a good person. Like that is the route he wanted to take. And I remember him saying that.
Is that not what we're trying to do right now?
What?
Convince people that we're good people and that we're
yes, no, and that's the thing. Like, yes, that, but the thing is, like, it's conflicting because he's saying that, but then doing the things that are required to have the top show in the world. There's certain sacrifices you have to make. There's certain, like you said, there's roles you have to play. But the thing is, like, when that's all you're putting out, and you say you want to be this, but then everything you're doing is for views and money and clout and to get the number one spot, it's a bit different because those are two separate paths. Like they require two different things. Like if this is the thing you wanted, then you want people to see this side of you. But then every time you're on camera, this is what you're showing because that's what's bringing the numbers and you're getting more and more clicks and you're getting more and more famous. You're like, okay, like, but you said you were doing this, or you're trying to fool people and they're thinking this is how you are. And I think I'm not sure. Maybe I just didn't like that.
Isn't that like how Bill Gates claims that he's a philanthropist and that he does good in the world, and then he shorts Tesla for 200, like what was it, like 200 billion, and he made that money, and it's just like, hey, isn't Tesla good for the environment, and they're doing this, that, and the other, but Bill Gates bet against it. So isn't that like the same type of like concept?
Well, it's just hard, dude. It was scared. I think Logan scares me because I saw so much of myself in him, and I also started to focus on money in the past year.
You're gonna start focusing on clout and money.
Fuck. Well, I'm just scared because like I'm scared that if these guys can't do it, and like nobody at this point I've seen except I guess some people have, but there's not a ton of examples of people who like were able to like maintain everything about their integrity and everything, and also get to the top.
Check this out, and I'm gonna leave it with this. I really think that this is super important. I want you to think of the person that you love the most and you look up to the most. Okay, whoever that person is, as much as you love that person, someone equally hates that person just as much as you love them. So what I'm getting at with this is that happy people can't make everybody else happy.
Amen.
Mic drop. That's actually really fucking insightful. That's a good thing to remember too,
awesome.
that even your heroes make the exact same fucking mistakes that you wish they didn't, and they did. They just maybe don't talk about it, or you don't see it or hear about it. You're exactly right, honestly. I think it was sad. It's like another example for me. Every time Logan takes an L, I take an L because like I want him to win. I want to love him, and I want to love Jake in the same way because everyone hates them, and all these people are like doubting them. I want them to win. But then I'm seeing some of the ways that are like some of the things that are happening, the details, and I'm like, I hate that part of it. But I guess you can't have it all, and not everything's perfect and sunshine and rainbows. In fact, we all thought that Elon Musk taking over Twitter was going to be sunshine and rainbows. In fact, it has been everything but. It has been a bunch of shit shows, a bunch of fucking terrible Twitter spaces, everything going wrong.
How can you
messing
say
up?
That,
blue checks,
dude? I feel like we're just like on the opposite spectrums today. Because I'm like, how can you expect somebody to just come in and change everything? Like, at least the guy's trying stuff, you know?
Exactly. All the things he's doing right now will have to pay off later. Like I'm very aware of everything he's doing right now. It doesn't even matter. It's so irrelevant because he just got there. I know it's Twitter's gonna be fine. It's just funny that when he got there, everyone was like, it's gonna be amazing tomorrow. And it's like that's just not possible, especially because he fired so many people. It's just he doesn't have the manpower right now. But I just thought it was funny, like right in the beginning, they thought it was gonna be saved instantly. But it's like the reality is now he's got to build business from the ground up with no money. And he just spent like way too much money on it. I just thought it was funny. But people are mad, dude. People are mad, and they literally think that because of the first 3 weeks that he ran the Twitter, they're like, it's over. He fired all these people, this, that, and the other. It's like, dude, he had to fix everything first. Then he's going to move forward.
When people want to see winners lose. People want to see winners lose. It's just that simple.
I agree. What do you think, Tom?
I can give you an example of people wanting to see winners lose. I blocked my first ever hater today.
Damn,
good for you.
And it's like the tragic irony about it is that it's a guy that I've known since I was like 14. And
bro, what you got to do is you got to screenshot that. You got to post it on LinkedIn. You got to post it on Facebook, back where all the home people are at, and say, look at this clown doing this. I'm starting a business. That's what I would do. I'd be like, look at this guy.
No.
He's got nothing else to do. Known him since 14. And this is all he's got to do with his time. Everybody back at home is going to see that and be like, wow, what a loser.
It's true.
Yeah, man. Sadly I already blocked him. But yeah, it was, it was a guy that like, the context is I've known him since I was 14. And for the last like 2 years, he pops up every couple of months, leaves a fucking negative comment, not necessarily directed towards me, but is like
so weird.
Completely just unnecessary, and
you
just
know how
feels
insecure he is about your
feels. Yeah, exactly. And
that's just negative.
I was like,
from you,
you know what?
It takes away more than it adds.
It's super, super weird because it's like, well, if you're leaving negative stuff on like positivity and like motivational and inspirational content, that's when you know you're a fucking idiot. Like that's just like, I mean, it's like how are you leaving comments like that? And yeah, it just got to the point. I was like, I invited this sucker to my he might be watching this, and because if I'm gonna basically
I hope he goes to my channel. Go create some fucking random ass things and just fucking drag your balls all over my channel. I don't care.
Yeah, fuck you, Liam Evans. Fuck you for leaving hate comments on Tom's stuff.
It doesn't matter. Like I'm so sick of that shit.
He was secretly Tom. He would go before you on the slopes and secretly carve out like a fucked up part so you'd break your ankle on the slopes. I saw it. Snapchat.
Oh fucking hell. Yeah.
Oh boy. That's funny.
Anyway,
dude, what were we even talking about? What were we talking about before haters? You asked me
about Logan Paul.
You asked. You were saying how you support Logan Paul and then just shitting on Logan Paul.
No, dude, I love Logan. I want to see him win. I hate seeing it. I hate seeing when he's like under controversy and I see like potentially some facts and I'm like, oh no, like I don't want it to be true. But then like some of it is, and I'm like, wait, I don't like seeing this though. So then I get upset and I'm like, no, like not like this. I don't know. I just don't know if I can trust him. I don't know if I should be watching him. And I hate that. I hate like having to think about that.
I feel like we don't know anybody. Like, who should you be watching? Should you be watching Fox News? Should you be watching CBS, ABC? Who like it doesn't matter. Like, just watch who you're watching and just be happy. And just like try to not
Purple
start
guy
so much.
says he doesn't trust that Liam fella. Yeah, you shouldn't, man. You shouldn't. Anyone who makes artificial intelligence content cannot be trusted. You can't tell if they're real. His video's been popping, by the way. The ChatGPT stuff. Yeah. Him and Brett's both popped off. I don't know if they're real. Like every now and then, Brett will have a video that just gets.
I got two. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Sorry. Go ahead.
I got two videos. I've been waiting. I even hit up Tom. I hit up Liam. I'm like, yo, who are your editors? Because like, dude, homie's just taking a little too long. I've been waiting, and I still don't have anything. I'm like, and they're about AI, and I'm just like, fuck, man.
Damn, bro. You think you missed the bus?
No, not at all. AI is just getting started, bro. AI. So I think what's cool about AI is that people are a lot more receptive to it. They're like actually excited about it, unlike NFTs. So it's like if you can build that audience, like my whole audience that I'm trying to go for is pretty much anything tech, Web3, and AI, because that is tech. And I love that stuff, and that stuff fascinates me. So if I could talk about that, grow an audience, and then at the same time educate with NFTs, that's a win-win. That's like awesome.
I agree. Tom, what do you think about Elon? What do you think? Well, I guess we probably could move on from Logan unless you want to say something about him. I just don't know if you watch him.
I'll say one thing. I kind of made a bit of a decision on Logan Paul last year when I watched the interview with this dude called like True Geordie or Big Geordie or whatever the fuck he is, like a UK podcaster, and he got
cancelled by the way.
He got cancelled. Yeah, he also a controversial.
No, True Geordie did,
but. Yeah, I know. Yeah, so
okay.
He was interviewing him, and he was asking him about the Japanese suicide forest thing, and he was like, "Are you sorry?" And he talked about how he was sorry, but he delivered an anecdote about how like it was actually The Rock who essentially just distanced him from Logan because of that event.
Yeah.
And there was just something. It was something when I was watching it, and I'm fairly good at like picking up emotional cues. I've got pretty like decent emotional intelligence. I can pick up on body language quite well. It just looked very insincere. It didn't look like he actually really felt truly sorry about what he did, which is weird. Like I was like, I mean, fuck, man, if you got to reflect on that and you're like filming people committing suicide, that's not understanding like how fucked up that is. There's something wrong there. There's something wrong. And I feel like similar to UK, I've seen him on some podcasts, like in the Impulsive shows, the way he interacts with Mike and George, it's just something weird sometimes. I'm like, just seems weird.
Like on my couch, like
yeah, just like what I just don't know, man. It's weird. It's odd. So
I don't know. I'm the same, dude. Like I get the dynamic of the show. There's just sometimes where I'm like, bro, that's
sometimes
like
where
that.
I'm like,
I don't know what it is. There's a line. I swear.
A little bit.
There's a line.
Yeah, it seems a little bit sharp. There's some sharpness there, and I'm like, that feels a bit evil. Bro, I don't know what the fuck it is.
Fucking high above them. His levels above them. I know Mike's popping and stuff, but like he's so above that. Like it's almost impossible to hide that at a certain point, which I don't even think is his fault. I just like hate to know. I don't know what it is, dude. I don't know. I can't really put it into words.
Yeah.
I don't fucking know, dude.
Well, okay, fuck it.
Too emotional.
Fuck it. Let's talk about Elon. Elon, I would bend over and take it and get on my knees and suck it, and I'll leave it at
that. Holy shit. Well, speaking of people who would sit down, not sit down, get on their knees, open their mouth, and take some right to the throat. Sam Bankman-Fried not guilty to FTX fraud case because he did not do any of the things he said he did. It was all his girlfriend who pled guilty a couple days ago. His beautiful girlfriend. Sam Bankman-Fried cannot be touched. He's innocent. He had no ideas. From his own recollection, of course, he doesn't have any of the facts because he's not the CEO of anything like that, and he's not the one looking at the numbers. He can't actually confirm or deny anything. So allegedly, he is not guilty. He didn't do any of the things. Rest assured, your money is safe in FTX. The FBI watching, I'm just kidding. It's not true. What do you guys think of FTX? FTX have like a dead horse for kicking it, but this just came out that he pled not guilty. I don't know if we're surprised because like if you plead guilty, it's over.
Yeah, I guess so. He's fucked anyway. What do you think,
Andres? Yeah, I feel like he is. But dude, when he made that massive what's it called, bail, I was like, bro, this guy's gone. Like he paid $200 million to get out. He's gone, bro. We're never gonna see him again.
He didn't pay that. By the way, that was a retention bond. So that means he literally they didn't pay anything, and they put up their mortgage up for like some sort of bond where you just have to pay your mortgage. Yeah, and you're good. So they didn't pay anything. Like his parents are fucking witty. Like they know exactly what they're doing. The mom or dad is like a lawyer at Stanford. Like they're playing games. They're playing chess, and everybody else is playing checkers right now. Dude, he's not going to jail for another 10 months, so he's free for another 10 months. There was I forgot who. I think it was Zach ZBT or somebody like that found a wallet that belonged to SBF, and it was reactivated and there was transferred $600,000. So the guy, he's fine, bro. Like he's a scammer at heart. And dude, when you have your money like so tall and you're just putting it in the right pockets, you are untouchable. Anybody in this world who has money is untouchable, and this is just another example of it.
It's true. I mean, right now I can't touch either of you. I'm trying, and I can't. You got too much money, both of you. I can't touch you as much as I fucking want. I can't touch either of you. It's good. I see Philip is in the house from the Web3 show. Philip, dude, I'm so fucking excited.
Philip. Happy New Year, man.
Philip, are we filming in 2 days or are we filming next week? I forget which one it is. Either way, I'm fucking excited to film with you. It's been a long time. It's been like 3 weeks. I feel like it's been a whole year since we filmed together, Philip. All right, moving on. That wasn't funny at all. China has jumped into the metaverse. This is if you guys were here on Tea Time a few weeks ago, we talked about this. By the way, if you haven't smashed that like button, subscribe to Do the Things, retweet or wherever you're watching this. Please help us out. We do appreciate it. Helps us out tremendously. China has decided we can't be letting Japan jump in and take over the metaverse because they're also really good at this shit. And they're our neighbors. So China's, I don't know how to say that. I know there's a way to say it. I don't know how to say it. Something province building 28.5 billion metaverse industry by 2025. And here's a picture of some really modern looking buildings to show you what the future could look like, I guess. But this is interesting. Japan also said the same thing. They're jumping in specifically metaverse industry. A lot of my stuff in 2023 is going to push on the gaming meta a little bit, even though I know that's people have a lot of things to say about the gaming meta and play to earn and play to own and all that stuff. I still know that the money's there, and I'm gonna run out of money, even though we just talked about how Logan Paul has been corrupted by money apparently. But we're still gonna run towards that direction a little bit. There's also nobody in the gaming niche. That's another main reason. There's just Bryson, and me and him became friends. So I'm gonna see if we can take over that world together. But that is gonna be interesting to me because the game inevitably will lead into the metaverse. So this is really interesting to me. China wants to pour a ton of money in here. What do y'all think? 2025? That's a pretty fucking lofty goal. What do you guys think?
I mean, it's bullish, like in general, right? Like, it's a huge fucking announcement. I think like China's in a very interesting economic state at the moment, and the next few years are going to be pretty wild, I reckon. So yeah, I actually see this as a move that they are needing to make based on where they're currently at macroeconomically. But yeah, probably a bit too late.
Also, they're making an NFT marketplace. I left that one off because I didn't feel like having both tabs up, but they're also making an NFT marketplace. Andres, what do you think about China coming into the metaverse or making a metaverse?
I mean, metaverse is just such a broad term right now. I mean, you saw Samsung invest 35 million into Latin American type of metaverse. It's the way to go. Like, we're all going towards the metaverse, but what does that actually mean? I just think it means more tech and like the next level of the internet, because there is no real actual definition at this point of it. But I think, it's a solid move regardless. Everybody who's a big player is paying attention to what's going on in Web3 and how technology is moving as fast as it is with AI. It's just crazy. So I do think it's a great move for sure. And then I believe China as well is going into starting next year, or I forgot. I could find it, but I believe it's China's going. They're doing NFTs for their citizenships, I believe. Let me see where I put it. Let me see before I speak out of turn. China launching what's it called? NFTs. Yeah. For I forgot who as well was doing it for, but it's state-backed NFTs. It's going to be like a marketplace on January 1st, so it's already going on. It's a proprietary marketplace that is going to trade digital property, copyrights, and collectibles. So they're getting into the space. So it's like, hey, like these are the types of things like that are going to make sense when you have an NFT that has your health insurance on it, or your all your medical records and stuff like that, or you're going to get an NFT for the deed of your house instead of having it on paper, just stuff like that. So I think anything that has to do with NFTs or anything digital is towards the metaverse, but I think it's great.
Yeah, no, it's just digital goods, dude. I'm glad the speech about metaverse is like becoming more mature. Like, we're just running towards a place where like digital goods are being transferred. I feel like we've just gotten to a point where like that simple sentence is going to be able to work. Like, as we grow, it's just gonna be really nice, bro, to say like you're just gonna want something digitally. You're just gonna want to own the thing digitally. Like, I don't know why that's so hard of a concept to understand now. I'm really excited in the future when that'll just be like a given kind of thing. And then
question to you guys, just quickly on that one note, because a big move this year is going to be like the rollout of digital collectibles on Instagram. And at the moment, it's still like whatever, closed off to some creators. But how do you guys see that? Like, by the end of this year, when it's available to everyone, what do you guys think? Like, will it be a thing? Will it get used? What do you think this will be something that creators, influencers will leverage? What do you guys think?
I'm like, Andres, go, because he's the Instagram dude. I don't know enough about it.
I mean, for Instagram, bro, I just see it as like a platform where it's like, if someone's coming up, it's like, hey, you believe in me, you can own this piece of content. You can own one of my pieces of content. It's like the Joyous Kingdom type thing. It's like, yo, if you believe in me, you buy this and you buy in, and this money isn't going towards anything special. It's just going to me and allows me to live. It allows me to pursue my dream. And what you're doing is you believe in me. And and sometimes people are going to like the art, which is great. And I think that's going to be cool. I think if there is a marketplace for it, like if Instagram creates a marketplace, I think there could be a lot of reselling on there, just like as DGen plays. I think a lot of the stuff that's already happening on OpenSea could just happen on an Instagram marketplace, which would be cool. But regardless, it's just digital collectibles. If we get away from the word NFT, bro, it's just taboo at this point. It's all going to be digital collectibles, because we are the last.
Is Instagram gonna? Do you think Instagram's gonna like work with the creators to help promote them, kind of like they have done in the past, or is that kind of like a first movers thing?
Special ones, like Coolmans.
Yeah, they'll launch pad. They will.
Like Ferocious, like those, like the big dogs, like the ones that are actually doing stuff already. Why wouldn't you? Because you want to bring them on your platform anyways. And you're at the end of the day, you're Meta. So it's like you want Meta needs to be the Meta at some point.
Yeah, 100%. Oh, this is a great explanation here. Internet hawkage. I feel like that's a bad word. I feel like I just said some kind of like, I don't know, like a bad word in another language. I can agree. It's like Patreon with ownership. Yeah, basically. Yeah, I love it. It's a great way. Plus, you get the token and it's a piece of art. I love that. I feel like that's a part of the NFT that people skip over because it doesn't have like monetary thing. But like, I'm a collector, so me owning my Yu-Gi-Oh cards in a fucking box over there that I never touch or open ever, like me just knowing that I own it and have it in my possession is enough. And it's like worth me paying for that and having it. Hawkins Naruto. Okay, never mind. But that's just me as a collector, and I think that has value in NFTs specifically because the token that you get, which is typically a piece of art that like altcoins don't have. And speaking of altcoins, and speaking of how China was trying to combat Japan, Japan came back and said we're going to allow crypto or allow exchanges to list crypto without pre-screening unless they're new to the market, which is interesting because Japan is extremely conservative. They're literally extremely conservative, and they never. I think last year, I might be wrong about this. I read that they were not going to do this in any capacity or anything close to this, and it seems like Japan and China are really, really having some different thoughts about the metaverse and crypto. That's a pretty bold statement for Japan to allow exchanges to list cryptos without any kind of pre-screening. They're just like, fuck it, bring it on. I'm like, Japan? All right, fam. I mean, I'm down. I'm down for it. And
I think
that is all my tabs.
I think your mic went out, Tom.
Shit.
Oh, there you go. You're good.
Yeah, sorry, I muted myself because I was coughing. Same as China. It's just Japan are just a fucking weird country though when it comes to tech. Like they adopt some stuff and they fucking live in the 70s for other stuff. Cade knows this.
Yeah, I think it's Japan, honestly, if I'm not mistaken, that sells the most CDs in the whole entire world. Like they still use CDs. I'm serious.
What?
Yeah.
I'm almost positive it's Japan.
They still use floppy disks. Offices still use floppy disks.
What?
Yeah.
Japan's supposed to be hella. They're supposed to be like ahead of the game. What do you mean?
But there's this weird oxymoron. It's like it's a paradox. In some respects, they're super like forward thinking, and then others they live in the 80s and 90s. It's super weird. I mean, you probably should have more context than any of it. I haven't been there. I just heard this secondhand. You're fucking Japanese.
You know what's funny? You guys are both fucking. It might be the lighting, but you guys are both tanner than me, and I'm the Asian.
No, I'm also Asian. I'm also half Asian.
Yeah, I was just gonna. If I don't want to speak for you, I want to know your ethnicity, but I don't want to get it wrong. But I'm Hispanic, so of course I'm gonna be tanner than you. And then
and he lives in LA.
No, I'm indoors all the time. Dude, I'm so white right now. I was like, dude, like I'm like low-key, like, yo, I want to go tanning.
Wait, Andres, can you go out? Like, could you go and get tan right now outside?
Right now,
if you wanted to.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, it's right now. Like right now, it's raining, so no. But it'd be kind of cool to try. But
just out there.
No. I mean, you definitely could for sure. I have to check. Like, it's the UV's probably not the strongest, but. Yeah, you got to really be out there like a long time, and I got a good amount of melanin. You got a lot of melanin, Jesus, bro. You turn dark.
Yeah, dude, I'm jealous. Right now, like the winter at the moment here in the UK has been fucking brutal.
Liam, text me back. We were talking earlier.
Come on, Liam, let's go.
We were talking mad shit about you earlier, bro. You fucking missed all of it.
Right, so I need to head out. Does Liam want to swap in with me?
No, Liam needs to.
Well, we can't, but like we're pretty much done.
He needs to give me a phone call.
Hour and a half. I actually have one question before you pop out, Tom. If you can remember, what was your favorite moment of 2022? Or top
my favorite moment was being in New York with you guys. Like no cap, like hands down. 80% in the spot. It was. New York will go down as like one of the most memorable weeks of my life. Meeting all of you guys, partying with all of you guys, like cementing relationships for life. Like it's unbeatable.
So what's the move? Are we still going to New York? I know we're going to Toronto.
Toronto, yeah. I'm not going to New York this year.
No.
Yeah.
Wait, how do you know?
I just don't think it's going to be a vibe. I don't think it's going to be a vibe.
Dude, yeah, I was thinking the exact same thing. I'm like, okay, I'm not going to go to New York, but I'm definitely doing Art Basel. I'm not missing that one more time. I missed it the year before, and I was like, should I go? I was just getting into it. I was like, I don't want to go gung-ho. I don't really know anybody. I don't know what I'm talking about. Now I know what I'm talking about. I was like, it's not really the time for me. It's just not smart. And then I was like, you know what? I'm going next year. Because I love Miami. I love Miami. Paris, Toronto. Liam, text me back. I need to know your editor's information ASAP. You're hurting me. Paris. Oh, I heard actually Paris. NFT Paris is really good. What's it called? I heard that from Pio actually.
I have no idea.
Yeah, that's happening in February. So Paris is February. Toronto is what, June?
June, yeah, late June.
Yeah. So those are the only ones for me, and then Art Basel. Yeah, that's like fucking again gutted to miss it. It's just it's a tough time of year. Like I was just exhausted. Like we were exhausted by like the time it came around. First week of December, I was just like, I don't think I could do a fucking transatlantic flight and get fucked up for another few days.
Yeah, I forgot you're coming all the way across overseas. I guess that.
Yeah.
Cade, make sure you got your passport ready. Sorry to interrupt you. Make sure you got your passport ready.
Yeah, good point. I gotta also fill out the application. That
I gotta update mine this year
because
mine expires next year, I believe.
Yeah. Cool. Andres, do you have a 2022 moment before we pop out of here?
Like my favorite one?
Top moment?
Probably, I would definitely say NYC, just because it was like, yo, we were a bunch of degens. We were all new, and then we all just met up and just got...
Wait, do you have a specific place in New York, Tom? Do you remember a specific part of New York that you liked?
Do you know what? Like, honestly, sitting on the fucking rock in Central Park with all of you guys was
pretty cool.
I'll look back on on that with very, very, very fond memories. Like, I felt like that was just such a like beautiful time. You know, yeah, that was it.
Dude,
wait, what, Andres?
Bro, one of my favorite, like one of the things I just remember, like crystal clear, is the way Tom would say certain shit for you, Cade, and just to get a reaction out of you, and then Tom would just start laughing. He would say something. Dude, he would just say some shit, and then he would turn to me and be like,
what?
Dude, dude, that's what, fuck it. Tom's just, he's dude, I can't wait to hang out with you guys again. It's gonna be fun. I'll see you guys.
Honestly, I love walking like in cities. Like I love cities. So like me just walking around the city with y'all. Like honestly, when I first got there and we were like wandering around trying to find, I forget what we were trying to get to. We're trying to get from A to B. And I remember just like walking through the city and like seeing behind me like Nikki G, Liam, and then like you're in front of me. And I was just like, this is sick. I love this shit. And we're like in New York City. It was buzzing. Energy's good. Ah, man,
dude.
Cool.
Like another number two moment would be outside Goblin Town. Just the fucking that was electric. That was with all of you guys. That was electric.
Meeting Zerk was a pleasure. Like I never had watched his YouTube videos before. I knew who he was from his what's it called? From I used to always keep up with him on Twitter. But dude, when I met him, bro, he's like the biggest fucking teddy bear, bro.
Yeah, man.
Dude,
I'm very, very lucky that I get to work with him every day.
Yeah, dude, you're so
lucky.
You're so lucky.
I'm very lucky, yeah.
And dude, I'm telling you, you guys had so much fun. I was so jealous. What did he say?
Doesn't even watch his YouTube videos. He said doesn't even watch his YouTube videos, but he wants your editor to text back.
No. I actually Liam, I watched both your videos today. I was talking about before New York City, because dude, I forgot who he was. Like, I'm NFT Zerk, and dude, I swear it wasn't only me, because I remember everybody laughing. Nobody knew. Like everybody was so surprised who he was. Like dude, fuck man,
because of his height.
Dude, he's big. He's a big burly man.
I mean, I didn't know how tall he was going to be, but
dude,
like,
he's Mr.
As far as him as a person,
he's a big supporter of Balenciaga. He really likes Balenciaga. He loves Balenciaga.
Yeah, R.I.P. Liam. No. Be canceled for that.
This is when Liam goes to buy more. He's like, yo, I need more.
Yeah, honestly, the Balenciaga thing, I feel like it'll probably be fine in the long run, but I don't know. Like that was a pretty fucking scary thing.
Let me put you on, okay? This is gonna be my last thing. There is no such thing as cancel culture. Everybody who gets canceled ends up winning. They get more publicity. All it is a shaming culture. We live in a world where we point and laugh and we ridicule somebody or we ridicule a company for the terrible thing that they've done, and then we move on to the next person. And then we've just boosted their status with all followers, all views, all this, all that, and then we move on to the next person, and then people they gravitate. So there is no such thing as cancel culture. It's a shadow, or it's like a shadow ban, or it's a shaming culture. That's all it is.
Word.
That's all it is.
Mic drop.
Word.
Mic drop.
That is the mic drop.
Guys, well, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Tea Time, episode 45. NFT Twitter is changing everything. If you guys missed the first part of the show, go back and the first like 45 minutes is us talking about growth hacking on Twitter and like not growth hacking, but like what's going on, how to grow on Twitter, what's really happening in all of NFT land. Basically, was the first half of this podcast, and then we talked about all the things that have been happening the past few weeks. We appreciate you guys being here. Make sure you smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, join the kingdom, retweet, follow, do all the things. Follow Andres, follow Tom. Links below in the description for all of them.
That's pretty cool.
Tom, what's that?
He was just showing us at the bottom. It says he's a virgin.
Hey, Tom the virgin. Let's fucking go, guys. Until next time, continue on your joyage, continue to learn, and be grateful you're alive. Watching this live stream. I can't find my graphic. Where's it at? Where's